Our group was assigned the forecasting analysis. What we did was we took the next 3 quarters that the Dram shop was open for business, including the current quarter, so Q4 of 2017, Q1 of 2018, and Q2 of 2018. We were provided 20 days of October data for Q4 2017. However, for uniformity's sake, we discarded that data and used data from Q4 of 2016 and 2015 to shape our predictions for the following quarters. So for each quarter, we not only did a prediction of the upcoming quarter, but we also included a daily analysis of sales by day, and also included an event that happened during that quarter that we thought may or may not have had an effect on sales. So here's our quarter 4 prediction chart. As you can see, the line in gray are the net sales for Q4 in 2015. The line in blue is Q4 sales in 2016, and the dotted orange line are the projected sales for Q4 of this year, 2017. What we used as a means for prediction was we took the percent change of each quarter for 2015 to 2016, and if available, 2016 to 2017, just to get an idea of what their sales were in the past years. For the increase in sales, I took the average of the percent changes that occurred during this year's quarters. So the percent change between Q1 of 2016 and Q1 of 2017, Q2 of 2016 and Q2 of 2017, and Q3 of 2016 and Q3 of 2017. I took the percent change between each of those, averaged them up, and then took that average and applied that moving forward to the following 3 quarters. So here's our sales per day graph. We thought it would be useful to provide the Dram shop with some sort of information that they could use to predict sales on an average day during a given quarter. This week was kind of interesting. As you can see, Tuesday has relatively high sales compared to the other days of the week. For almost every quarter, the popular days were Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So it was interesting to see that Tuesday had such popularity in this quarter. The event we chose for Q4 was homecoming weekend. We figured that homecoming weekend brings in a lot of out of town guests that may not normally be coming to a regular Grizz game or just coming into town for a regular weekend. So we found that homecoming weekend in 2017 had a significant effect on sales for Friday and Saturday compared to a normal weekend. Sunday showed about average sales compared to a normal weekend, but overall the Dram shop made about $1,200 more on that homecoming weekend this year than they did for a normal weekend with no event in the quarter. And like we said, Friday and Saturday were significantly busier. We referenced this against homecoming weekend in 2016, and we found that in 2016, homecoming weekend did not have a significant effect on sales compared to a normal weekend. However, we attribute this to the fact that in 2016, the Dram shop was still relatively new. People may not have known as much about it as they do now, and after a year had passed, a lot more people considered the Dram shop a popular destination to go get drinks at. Something that we thought could also boost sales during these events are having more in-house events that line up with things like homecoming weekend, for example, a tap takeover, or $3 pints like they do on Mondays, something like that, to drive a little bit of traffic when the town is experiencing an influx of people. So here we showed the sales by hour for each day of homecoming weekend this year. And this is homecoming weekend in orange compared to a normal weekend in October during that quarter. As you can see, homecoming weekend in orange experienced a large spike of sales on Friday and Saturday relative to the normal weekend. However, on Sunday, sales were relatively average compared to a normal Sunday. Next, we moved on to quarter one, which encompasses January through March. We use the same strategy for predicting sales for this quarter. Again, the gray line denotes 2016's net sales over the quarter, the blue line 2017, and the orange 2018. We listed the sales by week as a way of smoothing out the data. We initially tried doing it by day, however the data was very jagged and wasn't easy to look at, so we figured that grouping sales by week and then applying that to the whole quarter might create a line a little more in line with what we wanted to do. Here we have the sales per day of quarter one. Like I said before, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday were generally the most popular days on any given quarter, and this quarter is a much better representation of that. Friday showed the largest sales, which is in line with Friday being the most popular day in a general sense. For our quarter one events, we did an internal event internal to the Dram shop and an external event. For the external event, we did the Big Sky Film Festival. We found that the Big Sky Film Festival did have an effect on sales. Here we have the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday hourly comparisons. You can see that Friday sales during the Big Sky Festival are much larger on average compared to the normal Q1 sales. Same goes for Saturday and Sunday. So like I said, we found that the Big Sky Film Festival did have an effect on sales for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There was an increase of $522 on average each night, and Saturday night brought in over $900 more than the average Saturday night. The 2016 Big Sky Film Festival did not have nearly as big of an effect on sales. However, similar to homecoming weekend, we think that this may be a result of just the Dram shop not being as popular back then and having a year gone by since that last Big Sky Film Festival. People are much more aware of the Dram shop, they know where it is, and consider it a hot destination to go get drinks and hang out. Another thing we thought that the Dram shop could do was, since the Elks Lodge is so close to the Dram shop and the Elks Lodge is a popular viewing area during the Big Sky Film Festival, we thought that the Dram shop could run a promotion during nights where the Elks Lodge was having viewings. Since it's in such close proximity, we think that would be a great way to draw people across the street from the Elks over to the Dram shop and have them in for some drinks. The internal event we chose were the Dram shop's birthday party and the Western Cider Tap takeover. For these, we did average Saturday sales through quarter one, and as you can see, the two blue circles denote the two events. On the 11th, right here, it was the Western Cider Tap takeover, and on the 25th, it was the Dram shop's birthday party. We think that these two events were the most successful. The birthday party showed a 54% increase in sales, and the Western Cider event showed an 82% increase in sales compared to the average Saturday of that quarter. We think it would be beneficial to continue promoting these events and even increasing advertising for these events. People like the tap takeovers and people like especially celebrating the Dram Shop's anniversary. And we think that if these events were more publicly known, more advertised to the Dram Shop's customer base, this would be a great way to drive sales. So the last quarter we focused on was quarter two, which runs from April through June. Here we have our projection slide again. Again, we used the average of the percent changes for quarter 1, 2, and 3, 2016 to 2017, and that is shown by the dotted orange line. For sales per day, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday continued the trend of generally being the most popular days. Here in quarter 2, however, we saw Tuesday and Wednesday show a spike in popularity. However, in a general sense, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday remained the most popular days in years past. So for the quarter 2 events, the quarter 2 event that we chose was graduation weekend. We found that grad weekend in 2017 had a significant effect on sales volume compared to a normal weekend in Q2. The Dram Shop made about $900 more in sales during grad weekend compared to a normal weekend, which was a 16% increase in sales. Grad weekend in 2016 did not have a significant effect. Again, we attribute this to the fact that the Dram Shop is growing in popularity. People didn't necessarily either know about it or maybe consider that a sound place to go get drinks, but as the Dram Shop grows and more people know about it, it's becoming a more popular drinking destination. Kind of in line with our other events, we think that raising awareness and offering events during this time when lots of people from out of town are here would be a great way to drive new customers to the Dram Shop as well as existing customers. So here we have the sales per hour during grad weekend. As you can see, for Friday, the latter part of the day showed high amounts of sales. Saturday was relatively consistent, and Sunday showed increase in sales over the average Sundays, the average weekends in that quarter. So our final thoughts for what the Dram Shop could do. Throughout each quarter we analyzed, we realized that events in 2017 did have a big effect on sales compared to those same events in 2016. We think that the Dram Shop should invest more time into looking at these events and how they are driving sales, maybe how they can leverage these external events into bringing more customers into the shop, whether it be on-site promotions, running events inside the store pertaining to the event. And this kind of ties into our last suggestion. So the Dram Shop uses the Square system for their point of sale, and we thought that something that could be useful was maybe administering a small survey, a one-question survey when they checked out, simply asking what brought them into the store. And obviously during these events you would have an option that says, I came in for the Big Sky Film Festival, or I came in because I was here for grad weekend or homecoming weekend. And that would be an easy, simple way for the Dram Shop to distinguish their sales, or distinguish a normal customer coming in just because versus a customer that is coming in specifically because they were in town for this event and wanted to try the Dram Shop. And that could kind of help shape their promotions moving forward. Thank you for listening to our presentation.